Everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another weather update. We're just going to be talking about snow today. We're going to have a lot of snow come into a specific region of the United States and then just kind of scattered snow everywhere else. So let's go ahead and play this radar into 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Go ahead and put that into whatever your local time is. We can see that there are several areas that are going to get snowed on, but I'm going to start out with the south, okay? We don't really have an area in the northwest that's actually going to be seeing snow in the next 24 hours, so you guys in the mountains are likely going to get a break unless you are in Colorado, okay? Colorado is what I want to start with, alright? So if you are in western Colorado, maybe anywhere from a dusting, an inch, maybe even nothing if you're in extreme western Colorado, but once you get into the Denver metropolitan area, it gets insane. That dark blue is very, very heavy snowfall indication, okay? We have a reading that is over a foot here, just west of Boulder in Colorado. Over a foot of snow will be possible in the Denver metro over the next 24 hours. Now, granted, that's going to be in an isolated location, but I mean, just like widespread, like 10 inches possibly, 8 to 9 inches possibly, all around the Denver metro. If you see like a half-inch reading, that's not accurate, just trust me on it. Okay, you're going to get absolutely dusted on. I was going to say dusted on, but it's more like dumped on here if you're in eastern Denver. So you've got to look out for that. This is going to be one of the heaviest snows we've had thus far this year. I am honestly really surprised that we don't have winter storm warnings in effect yet, or even winter storm watches for this, as this is going to be an extreme event. Now, we do have winter weather advisories, but I feel like a winter storm warning should be in effect, and it might be over the next while. New Mexico, northern New Mexico could be in for a decent amount of snow here, especially northeastern New Mexico. You could get into the few inch territory. If you're near Rayton, there's a 1.4 inch reading. Okay, we can't really get a good reading out here, but 2 or 3 inches possibly in northeastern New Mexico, so look out for that. There's a 3 inch reading right there, right by Red River, a 4.5 inch reading just south of that, so a decent amount of snow here, okay? Even Oklahoma now, the extreme western portion of the panhandle of Oklahoma, just west of Boise City, over the next 24 hours, could see a dusting of snow, so do look out for that. Now, we've also got the panhandle of Texas in the mix. Now, granted, that's a very small, isolated portion of the northwestern part of the panhandle of Texas, but that's still a dusting of snow around the Texline-Dalhart region, okay? So do look out for that. Kansas, technically there is a very small area in west central Kansas that could get a dusting of snow near Goodland, but that's not really a big deal. And then we got Nebraska, southwestern Nebraska could see a little bit of snow, but again, not too big of a deal, but you could get into like the 1 to 2 inch territory around the Bushnell region, but unfortunately we could not get a reading there, okay? So look out for that. And then we've got Wyoming, obviously, which southeastern Wyoming could actually get a decent amount of snow near Cheyenne, okay? There's a couple of 2.6 inch readings, so I'm sure we could get a better one if we really tried, but just expect a few inches of snow in this area to be possible. Widespread totals in southeastern Wyoming around an inch likely, okay? Now we do technically, once again, we have a little sliver of east central Utah in the mix here, but that's nothing, okay? And it's in the mountains anyway, where I doubt there's anybody watching from, okay? So then we have the upper Midwest, this other snow event that's going to happen. Alright, Michigan, okay? We're going to start off with you. The UP could get a good upwards of half an inch of snow. There's a half-inch reading there just west of Wakefield. Okay, so do look out for that. It is possible. And then the rest of Michigan here, like Michigan State, the northern portion of the state could get a dusting of snow. Same thing with an isolated area in the north central portion of the state near Gladwin. So do look out for that. Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin could get a dusting of snow upwards of like a third of an inch. So look out for that. Minnesota, okay? Minnesota is actually going to get a decent amount of snow here in northeast Minnesota and isolated areas. I mean, a few inches of snow possible around the Grand Rapids region. There's a 2.3 inch reading, 2.2, 2.1, 2.1, okay? So around a good 2 inch total here for this whole area, but maybe more if you're in this dark blue, but unfortunately we can't get a reading from inside of it. And then we've got North Dakota here, where the northeastern portion of the state could see anywhere from, you know, just a dusting upwards of 2 inches of snow, maybe even. There's a 1.9 inch reading right along the North Dakota, Canada, Minnesota border, okay? So do look out for that, okay? And then the final snow event that I want to talk about that is going to be occurring within the next 24 hours is the New England snow event, okay? New England has been getting dusted on the past few days, but it's going to start to get a little bit heavier. It's not going to be too extreme. But Maine, okay? The western portion of Maine Maine is likely going to get a dusting no matter where you're at, unless you're in, like, west central Maine. There's, like, a weird line that goes through it. But, yeah, a dusting of snow is likely. There's a 1.1 inch reading there south of Beaver Cove, 1.2 inch reading, actually. Okay, so maybe upwards of an inch of snow possible, and then you get into New Hampshire, and the entire state, basically, except for southeastern portions of it around Dover, is in for a good dusting, okay? And then if you're in, like, the Franklin area, we could definitely get an inch or two, maybe even isolated areas up to 3 inches of snow, so you do have to look out for that. 1.6 inch reading, 1.1 inch reading, okay? 1.9, 1.8, 1.6, 1.6, and then a 2 inch reading here just south of Canaan, okay? So a good couple of inches possible in New Hampshire, but that's going to be in isolated areas. Most of the state will be in for upwards of an inch, okay? Then we've got Vermont, very similar situation. Almost the entire state is in for a dusting at least, but then you get into, like, northwestern portions of the state. That's where you start to get your heavier snow totals, like 2.6 inches right there, south of Johnson, west of Elmore, okay? So do look out for that. And then there's even, like, a 4.8 inch reading here, surprisingly, in the mountains here, just south of Morse's Mill, so do look out for that. I guess not really mountains, but just hills, okay, in general. And then New York State, northern New York could get a dusting of snow, but then northeast New York, extreme northeast New York here near Malone, there's a 2.4 inch reading, okay, so we got to be looking out for some heavier snow totals in this area. The further you zoom in, the more high-end readings you get and the more accurate readings you get. Just thought I'd let you know, okay? And then finally, Massachusetts, okay, north central Massachusetts could get some snow, northwestern Massachusetts, and normally this wouldn't be that significant, but there are some populated cities in this area, like Greenfield and Bernardston, okay. But yeah, dusting of snow will be possible in that area, so do look out for that. But that's pretty much it for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. In the video.